Welcome to the 19 to the year 2000 NFL draft. See, I actually am a real person, not a robot. Even though YouTube seems to think I'm a robot because they're blocked my uploads for 24 hours. They were the number one pick in the Y2K, biggest scam ever, maybe. Uh, that there was going to be a massive global shutdown of everything. I lived through it. I was in Manhattan at the time. Anyhow, number one pick overall in the 2000 NFL draft, Cleveland Browns took Courtney Brown, defensive end of Penn State. The year before, they took Tim Couch. So it's 2 years in a row with not very good picks. It's just the way it goes. The Washington, previously named team that we will not say their name anymore. The Commanders, now called the Commanders, took LeVar Arrington, a linebacker from Penn State. Didn't have the greatest NFL career. Was on TV for some time. Not sure. I haven't seen him on TV for a while. Not sure what's going on, but that's okay. The Washington Commanders, of course, they were called something different in that time period, took Chris Samuels, tackle from Alabama. So Penn State had the two top picks in that draft, and let's see, we have the Cincinnati Bengals took Peter Warrick, wide receiver, Florida State. Number 5, Baltimore Ravens took Jamal Lewis, running back, Tennessee, had a very good career. Philadelphia Eagles took Corey Simon, defensive tackle, Florida State. Pittsburgh Steelers took Plaxico Burress, wide receiver, Michigan State. I believe he caught a. I think was he the MVP in the Super Bowl? I know he had a famous catch in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl champ for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think he shot himself in his leg. Just telling the facts. Arizona Cardinals, Thomas Jones, running back, Virginia. Chicago Bears, Brian Urlacher, linebacker, New Mexico. NFL Hall of Famer, considered one of the greatest linebackers. Top 50 for sure, top 25. Baltimore Ravens, Travis Taylor, wide receiver, Florida. New York Giants, Ron Dayne, running back, Wisconsin. Didn't have the NFL career that I think people thought he would. New York Jets, Sean Elias, defensive end, Tennessee. New York Jets, John Abraham, linebacker, South Carolina. A lot of teams with 2 picks. And there's been a lot of trades. Green Bay Packers, Bubba Franks, tight end, University of Miami of Florida. They had a really long career. Denver Broncos with the 15th pick, Dethella O'Neal, defensive back, California. San Francisco 49ers, Julian Peterson, linebacker, Michigan State. Oakland Raiders at 17, Sebastian Janikowski, kicker. That's a pretty high draft pick for a kicker. He had a very, very long and was considered a very successful career. Several Pro Bowls, All Pro team, I believe. Not sure he's very almost. There's like one kicker in the NFL Hall of Fame, right guy. So I don't think he's going to make the Hall, but I think he had an extremely good career. New York Jets took Chad Pennington, QB, Marshall. He was famously throwing to Randy Moss. Is that correct? I'm not sure if maybe I don't know if that's right, but so the first quarterback taken was number 18 pick. Didn't have the career that people thought he would, and famously in this draft, of course, is Tom Brady, but he was all the way in the 6th round, so we're not going to get into that. But he's a totally, a million hours have already been said about him. Seattle Seahawks, number 19. Sean Alexander, running back, Alabama, had a pretty good career. I believe they was in at least one Super Bowl with the Seahawks. Detroit Lions, Stalker McDougal. I don't know what to say about that. Tackle, Oklahoma. Kansas City Chiefs, Sylvester Morris, wide receiver, Jackson State. Seattle Seahawks, Chris McIntosh, tackle, Wisconsin. 23 Carolina Panthers, Rashad Anderson, defensive back, Jackson State. 24 San Francisco 49ers, Ahmad Plummer, defensive back, Ohio State. 25 Minnesota Vikings, Chris Hovan, defensive tackle, Boston College. 26 Buffalo Bills, Eric Flowers, defensive end, Arizona State. New York Jets at 27 had Anthony Becht. So they had a few draft picks here. Tight end West Virginia, so they must have done some trades to get all this. Indianapolis Colts at 28, Rob Morris, linebacker Brigham Young. Jacksonville Jaguars, R.J. Seward, wide receiver Southern California. 31, Tennessee Titans, so now they're not the Oilers anymore, they're now the Titans. Keith Bullock, linebacker Syracuse. 31, St. Louis Rams, Trung Candidate, running back Arizona. And the last pick of the draft of the first round, Cleveland Browns took Dennis Northcutt, wide receiver, Arizona, probably to complement the fact that they had drafted a quarterback the year before. And we see from this draft pick, we have only one Hall of Famer in the first 32 picks. Brian Urlacher. I think this is another draft year that's considered weak by draft analysts, people who talk about the NFL. Again, this just, subjective and a little bit objective because you could just look at the stats and how long they played in the league and basically how fans view them. And I am a fan of the NFL, so I have to say that I would agree that this is not what you'd consider a strong first round of draft picks. Bye.